Tulsi Gabbard comes back with a flurry against Hillary Clinton. If you thought she was done, think again. Let's talk about it. So, everybody by now is well aware of the beef between Hillary Clinton and Tulsi Gabbard because Hillary Clinton decided to allege that Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset. I mean, yeah, I know it's ridiculous. Tulsi is a congresswoman. She literally sat on the Committee of Homeland Security, probably has one of the highest clearances you can get. In addition to that, she's a major in the National Guard who just got back from deployment and has deployed at least twice to the Middle East. Whereas we know that Hillary Clinton, is more fond of destabilizing the Middle East. Tulsi deployed as a medic and, dedicated her time to healing people. What a surprise, right? And when Tulsi challenged Hillary Clinton, of course, the responses were exactly what you thought they would be. Well, you're only responding because you're a Russian asset. You're being divisive because you're a Russian asset. This is what Russia wants. Russia wants Tulsi to respond to accusations against her being a Russian asset. That's what Russia wants, people. It's not a surprise, though. It's not a surprise. This is how the Twitterverse and the social media verse operates. The problem with Twitter specifically is that the blue check marks get emboldened by those check marks, and they think that their opinions actually matter to someone outside of their little democratic social bubble. But the real world has some strong feelings about Hillary Clinton. And Tulsi did a fantastic job tapping into those feelings in this new ad. Let's check it out.
Hillary Clinton, your foreign policy has been a disaster for our country and the world. It's resulted in the deaths and injuries of so many of my brothers and sisters in uniform. It's devastated entire countries, millions of lives lost, refugee crises, our enemy Al-Qaeda and ISIS strengthened. We've seen an increase in Iranian and Russian influence in the region. Turkey is emboldened, and we've seen an exacerbation of the problem of nuclear proliferation by overthrowing Gaddafi in Libya. Yet, despite this damage that you have done to our country and the world, you want to continue your failed policies, directly or indirectly through the Democratic nominee. It's time for you to acknowledge the damage that you've caused. And it is long past time for you to step down from your throne so that the Democratic Party can lead with a new foreign policy, which will actually be in the interest of and benefit to the American people and the world.
Oh man, she started getting specific. If you all remember, she called her queen of the warmongers. Tulsi called Hillary that. And of course, that is 100% true. Now, what is Tulsi talking about? What she is when she says that Russia and Iran are gaining influence in the region, what she is saying is that, much to the chagrin of the United States foreign policy establishment, Russia and Iran are gaining influence in the region. Why? Because it seems like we, the United States, have been dedicated to basically destabilizing the region at all costs, overthrowing various regimes. If you look at one key example, Hillary Clinton was key in overthrowing Gaddafi in Libya. Now, that's a whole long story that we can get into on another segment, but to keep it short, we propped up a leader in Chad. That leader in Chad was funding terrorists and extremists in the region that we would then send over into Libya. Then whenever Gaddafi was forced to defend himself, we would of course say that Gaddafi was slaughtering his own people. Sound familiar? That's right, because it sounds like exactly what we were doing in Syria, which is not a coincidence considering that Hillary Clinton was basically the point man or point woman on both of those operations. And of course, as you all know, as Hillary Clinton said with Gaddafi, we came, we saw, he died. And what she doesn't mention after that fact is that now there's slave trade in Libya. So now you have to wonder, right? What were we overthrowing Gaddafi for? What was the point of that? Because supposedly it's because of human rights violations. However, the area is more destabilized than it's ever been. And slavery is definitely at least in a subcategory of humanitarian or human rights violations. Okay? And yet we have never heard anything about that in the mainstream media, and yet they continue they continue to detach that from Hillary Clinton's legacy, although we very well know that it is a part of that legacy. Let's not forget that Hillary Clinton worked with people in the region to export chemical weapons from Libya into Syria. And we have no idea what happened to those chemical weapons. They probably went to the terrorists that were paying off in the region. Now, this isn't Niko House telling you this. This is Pulitzer Prize winning journalist Seymour Hersh who released this information, people. When you're talking about so basically what she's saying when we're talking about Iran and Russia gaining influence in the region, they are gaining influence in the region because we are so horrible that they're like, we would rather work with these two superpowers. And if economically speaking, if everyone decides to work with Russia and Iran rather than the United States and our allies, then we are the ones who are going to pay for it, people. Your gas is going to go up. Your goods are going to become more expensive. You're going to have to fight in a war that you don't want to fight in for some rich banker, for some group power-hungry politician. Okay? So I'm glad that she is attaching events to Hillary Clinton's nonsense. I'm like, because I'm so tired of it. And if calling out Hillary Clinton makes Tulsi a Russian asset, then what are you going to tell 70% of the country? Because CNN just did a poll and 70% of the country said they don't trust Hillary Clinton. So 70% of the country is a Russian asset? 70% of the country. 70%? Bruh. Some of y'all can't even get 70% on y'all English test if you try. You know how hard it is to get 70% of the country to agree on everything? It took Bernie Sanders 3-4 years to get 70% of the country to agree on Medicare for all, and that would literally save their lives. 70% of the country don't agree on shit else in this world. We don't agree on nothing but the one thing. The one thing that the country can all agree on is that we don't like Hillary Clinton. And yet, once again, Donut Twitter, the neoliberals, think that their little Twitter sphere, their little bubble, is reality. Now, if you subscribe, you will catch a later segment that will be put up today where I have proof provided by one of our researchers here at the MCSC network that Hillary Clinton is absolutely running proxies to attack Tulsi Gabbard. And she is running this election even as she isn't running it. But just as a simple proof, just one example. Kamala Harris, this is from February 20th, 2019. Kamala Harris hires ex-Clinton aide Ruiz and several other women of color who also worked for either Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, or Nancy Pelosi, who are all under the Hillary Clinton umbrella. Not to mention, we all know that Kamala was funded by the very same donors who met with Hillary Clinton in the Hamptons when she decided she wanted to run. Not to mention, Kamala Harris's sister was the third chief advisor to Hillary Clinton. And now, of course, she runs Kamala's campaign. I mean, I feel like that's proof enough. Oh, but wait, there's more. But you got to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Tell me what you think about this video. Like, share, comment, and always remember, more than anything else, people, find your balance. Shout out to Tulsi Gabbard. Go donate right now. Tulsi2020.com. Peace. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like that segment of Mikasa Sukasa. Also, you can help us upgrade the studio and take this show on the road to cover the on-the-ground politics that you love by clicking on that GoFundMe link in the description and donating literally anything. Anything helps. Also, you can follow us on Rockfin, on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. And hey, more than anything else, people, always remember, find your balance. Peace.